John Ackerman for Convention of States, Indiana. In this episode of COS Basics, I'm continuing to bust myths. This myth is that an Article 5 convention has no safeguards. It won't protect our Constitution from rogue delegates or special interest groups. That's the myth. The fact is contrary to the myth, wouldn't you know? The fact is that significant safeguards exist to prevent corruption. They include, number one, the limited scope of an amendments convention. The scope of authority for the convention is defined by the topic, which is specified in the 34 applications that trigger the convention. Any proposals beyond that scope would simply be out of order. Number two, restrictions on commissioner authority. Convention commissioners are the agents of their state legislature and are subject to the instructions given by their state legislature. The state legislature can recall commissioners who attempt to exceed their authority, and actions taken outside the scope of a commissioner's authority would be void. If state legislatures failed to stop commissioners from acting beyond their powers, and if a majority of state delegations voted to propose an amendment that's outside the scope of the convention, and if Congress nevertheless sent that amendment to the states for ratification, the courts could declare that amendment null and void. The third safeguard is state voting requirements. It's a requirement that 38 states ratify any amendment proposed by the convention. That means only 13 states are needed to block any ill-conceived or illegitimately advocated proposal. The convention cannot change the method of ratification. Finally, the United States Supreme Court has stated that an Article 5 Amendments Convention is empowered by the United States Constitution and is subject to its rules. And so the myth that an Article 5 convention has no safeguards? Busted!